Podcast starts at 19 seconds.
Welcome to another episode of Fit the Description, a Black Men's podcast where various Black men come together to talk about life, society, entertainment, culture, and news, and whatever else we want to talk about from various Black men's perspectives. I'm your host, G, and today we got B.
What's up, y'all?
Keez is here.
When you turn it up on the speaker, for some reason, it's like really low. I don't know if Zoom has a separate volume, but on my phone, like I got it all the way up, and my phone is really high. Like it really gets high, so I think it's something to do with like the Zoom. It's like low.
Yeah, I'll take a look at it. But let me finish this intro real quick. And we also got James D. Evans, which he's probably going to come in a little late because he's dealing with some stuff. So beyond that, I want to thank y'all, of course, always for joining the podcast. We definitely appreciate it. Just so you know, make sure on your way in to like and subscribe. If you're on other platforms, make sure to subscribe over there too. Also, make sure to check out the Clips channel, Fit the Description on YouTube. I know these podcasts can be pretty long, so make sure to check that out. And other than that, we're gonna go ahead and get started.
I mean, I understand everything I'm saying, but my whole thing is, I think that's actually what's wrong with the world is the fact that people at the end of the day they don't care about the other guy. They give.
Listen,
it's just a sad truth. I think even with the politics, I think that's what it boils down to. You got one side that give a fuck about people, and you got the other people, which is normally the wealthy people, that don't understand why it's so hard for people that ain't got get.
110% what you just said. That statement is totally not fucking right.
That's what I see.
And
no, that's what I see. That
whole entire
people who making billions of dollars complain about taxes, and they raise taxes on somebody that make $1,000 a week.
No, my issue is my issue when you sit there and say you got one side that cares and one side. No, that's none of those sides care.
Well, yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah, that's bullshit.
I do agree with that.
and
like I do agree. I completely agree with what you just said. That statement, I agree completely.
And I can say, if you see the world going in that way, be the guy that cares.
Mm-hmm.
Be the guy that cares. You build up your company and make sure that when you're successful, you put these people on.
I've always had a dream of wanting to do that, do something like that. I've always had, because just seeing, I see just seeing, people's situations, seeing situations I've been in, seeing my father's situation before he got to where he is. Luckily he got religious. I think religion kind of saved him more than anything. But I wish, I almost pray that I could be in a position to be able to put people in that kind of position, and not necessarily have a handout, but just be able to give people, like with the like I was saying, opportunity for the people who don't have the opportunity.
Okay, hold on. I'm gonna play devil's advocate real quick. So you're talking about putting people on, and I just want to just play devil's advocate, And the perfect example is a story that Soulja Boy talked about. Perfect example. So Soulja Boy, he got his money, whatever, it got put on, right? So he bought a Subway. And he hired a bunch of people from the community, hired all these black dudes, right? Put them all on, right? That he came to the shop one day, nobody was there.
I mean, that's the story of today.
Right.
So, you said, you get there and you put people on. I mean,
but
that means you can't stop. That just means you hire some raggedy niggas, Everybody
But
can't
that's
be a
putting
raggedy
people
nigga.
on. That's putting people on. You
Right.
saying we should forget the raggedy niggas? Just you know.
No, if you gave them that opportunity
and they don't take
and
it.
they don't take it, that okay, they didn't take it.
Yeah, but understand that's your shot. If they don't take it, that's your money. That's your loss. That's your
Okay.
bills you're going to have to pay.
Right.
That's the loss you're going to have to suck up.
Right. But
how many of those are you willing to suck up? It's a question. Trying to help everybody.
But the thing, right.
I'm just playing devil's advocate, by the way. I'm just playing devil's advocate. I'm just saying.
Right. I mean, I had a really decent plan, but the human condition is always going to fuck it up because it's going to be somebody's going to eventually turn it into some shady shit. But I think I had talked to you about my idea of getting some factory jobs going or something, a job that let's just say jobs that almost anyone can do. Different positions, and then you have your apartment complex, and the requirement to live in this apartment complex is you got to work, but we're not going to just make you work for free as slave hours. We're going to pay you, and you're going to get you off your feet once you paid. But when you live at this place, there's rules and regulations that you have to abide by to continue working, to continue living there. But you only
what? I can speak on this I can speak on this where they had an open house where people could live in and all that stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because had their dogs coming into our yard, like they want to fix their side of the fence, and we kept saying, "Hey, you need to fix your shit." There's trees starting to come into our house, and starting to uproot our house and all that stuff.
Well, that goes into rules and regulations and making.
And they have rules and regulations.
So
what I'm
it has
saying,
to be a facility.
no, F that. So that's what I'm saying. How long is it going to have to take until the rules and regulations are dealt with? You know what I'm saying?
It has to be a facility.
No, go ahead, B.
Andre, at the same time, you was dealing with the owner who just didn't give a either.
But that's my point. I had to do his trash. I had to deal with.
Mm-hmm.
That's the problem. It had nothing to do with me.
Yeah.
But they're applied to me. I had nothing to do with that. And that's the problem. So how long do people have to put up with somebody else's mess? How long do I have to wait until you do something about it? It's the same thing when you heard. I actually heard that news story about people losing their. About we need to move the homeless away from the school, and people are saying, oh no, you should leave the homeless there. But I could actually talk to a friend right now who sits there and tells me straight up, it pisses me off that I gotta walk my kids to school, and my kids have to sit down and watch some grown man pull down his pants, get his dick out, and take right in the middle of the sidewalk while I'm walking my kids to school. So
that's the real argument.
No, that's not really the argument.
It's never going to stop because there's always going to be uneducated people. It's always going to be people struggling.
No, okay, and you see, I even disagree with that because I think there's something that can be done. I just don't think people want to take the time to do it. It's really what it is. There's ways to fix this stuff, absolutely. The problem is, I'll tell you exactly what it is people don't really want to go and figure out where the issue is stemming from, and they don't want to go and deal with the core of the issue. I'm not saying you could save and help everybody, but it does need to be how it is right now.
I think it's all a perfect example is you got people, they'll talk about somebody, oh, I got my own home. But the way they obtained that home was they went back home, stacked their money, stayed with their parents, and they was able to get their own home.
And what's the problem with that?
But because you can't judge the next man that don't have that.
But everybody has their own path through life. Everybody has a different path. Why should somebody else's life be judged by what somebody else does?
No. I'm talking about like they'll judge somebody else like, oh, I did it. I did it. He should be able to do it. But like he said, it's all about networking. Your networking is on a different level. You're networking on a different. Let's just say, like I say, You still got somebody who could go back home, which means going back to their parents' house, continue having their job, continue making the same money, if not more money than they were making before, stack their money up to be able to put a down payment or pay for a house outright, right? Now they got a home. And those same people will sit there and down talk the next person about why I did it, why you can't do it. And it's like you had the opportunity to go to your parents' house and stack your money, but there's people who are sitting here pinching pennies to stay in a single apartment with no kitchen.
And there are also people who are down and out, living on the street, on drugs, and we would turn their life around and went from having nothing living on the street to becoming millionaires.
I know one of them.
My point. So that's what I'm saying. So to sit down,
somebody had to give them an opportunity. Still boils down to the same.
But that's not everybody. Like I said, everybody's journey is different. Some people didn't have that. Some people went from hanging out under a building, and some people had to make their own opportunities. That's what I'm saying. There's always a way. There's always a way. The only thing is what are you willing to do to obtain it? Because there's a lot of people that won't do anything to do it. There's ones that say, and there's those that do. The ones that do, you usually wind up achieving something. The ones that sit around don't do nothing usually don't do nothing.
No.
I hear you on that. The reason
I know. I get what you're saying. That yeah, some people. But what I'm saying is, and this is one thing that James is saying. Even B kind of brought up is that at the end of the day, you have to adapt. If you want to succeed on any level, you have to change. You have to adapt. And it's just that simple, whether you like it or not. The only difference is where do you want to go?
But
that's the only thing you got to figure out.
But what is that saying? Each one teach one, or how does that go? You know what that saying I'm talking about?
Which one?
Where you reach back, each one teach one something of that. You know that old saying. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, no.
It's like
each one reach one. No.
Anyway,
each one teach one. Yeah.
Right. Anyway, the point what I'm saying is
basically what it is it's kind of like how I say the next man up. Basically, it's when you get something, you go back and bring the next person up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We need to help each other, and not just because not because it's a pretty girl, or because it's a family member, or because it's your homeboy. We need to just do it in general.
Well, yeah, I mean,
and all in all, you can't help no one who doesn't want to help.
Right, and I'm not talking about those ones.
Yeah. I mean, if they don't, I mean, if you, let's say you do help someone who didn't ask for it, and if you don't want it, you just gotta dust off your feet to keep moving forward.
Right.
That is facts. I see, this isn't really a counter. That is facts. That is fact.
Yeah.
I could kind of agree with Keez on this, where it's like, and he's right, that it is true that we have a real issue with helping each other. I mean, think about it. And you know, and we talked about this back when we were going to ABC. ABC is one of those very unique places in a way where you have all those departments, you know, you have graphics, video, web, all this stuff in one building. You know, you got all these people. And none of these people, and we talk about all the time, none of these people, we have all these people that know each other in the same vicinity, and none of these people just think about, hey, why don't we get together, work together, and build something? You get what I'm saying?
Right.
And not that, and yeah, and there's a lot of people that do like won't even do the bare minimum to help somebody out, like at all. Like
that's what I'm talking about.
We have a real issue with that. Now, I'm not saying B, you're wrong, because that was the point I was going to make actually, but I can also agree with him where like let's just be honest. When you talk about help, can you really say like do you do the bare minimum to really help people out, help your friends? And I'm not saying you don't, but I'm just kind of using that as, like, I'm just talking about just in general, like most people don't, because a lot of people care more about self than helping the next man.
There you go.
A lot of people want to get on and help instead of like bringing people with you. Again, you know, I was just listening to a podcast the other day, and a dude said, and he's right, a lot of people have a real issue about them being a number two. Everybody wants to be a number one.
Thank you.
You know, and it's like,
why, like, what's wrong with being a number two? If you could succeed just as much as a number, as if you could succeed, maybe not as much as a number one, but you could still succeed. What's wrong with being a number two? What's wrong with being the second dude out? What's wrong with being the sidekick? If you're still find success being the sidekick, what's wrong with that? Everybody wants to be a chief, but nobody wants to fight to be the Indian, and that's a big fucking issue. Not everybody can be that guy, and some people have to learn to be okay with that. I'm not trying to call anybody out, but I mean, I got into arguments with people about just doing the bare minimum. You know, I get what you're saying about, yeah, but my whole entire point is you gotta look at yourself, and it's good to say that stuff, but it's like, how much are you doing to help the person, help the next man, help the other man? If you see somebody's doing something, why aren't you doing the bare minimum? Hell, like when people ask me, hey, can you shout me out? Shout me out. You know what I'm saying? So there's something where we have to kind of look at ourselves and say, what are we doing while we're going on a path, whether we're going or not? We could do the bare minimum to help each other, but we can't even do that half the time, because a lot of us, it's just so much about self, or so much about. And don't get me wrong, I do live with what my mother always tell me. I do agree with that. How can you help somebody if you can't help yourself? And I do live by those words. I can't do too much for everybody, but I can also say, while I'm going through my path and trying to figure it out, I can at least do what I can and do the bare minimum, and I at least try to do that. You know what I'm saying? And that's all. And that's why I can kind of get with him.
That's all we can do.
Yeah. Like you could put in just at least a little bit of effort. Too many people need to stop trying to be chiefs all the time. One of my dreams, and you know this because I talked to you, one of my goals was I wanted to build with others. You know, I don't care who makes it, as long as, like I said, because all we need is one person to make it. If one person makes it, then we all make it. Like, it is okay to be a number two. It's okay not to be that guy. And it's okay, even if you don't want to do that, just to help somebody out, shout somebody out, just to be like, hey, I mean, there's so many people, like, dude, I have friends right now that are out there doing YouTube channels and, you know, doing social media and stuff. It's like, why doesn't any of them just call me up and say, hey, man, can you hit me up? You know, like I tell people all the time, hey, if you want me to come on and help you out, let me know. I got a guy right now that's trying to do a podcast. I said, hey, if you need help to do your podcast, hit me up. I'll come in and help you out. Do you think they call me? No.
Right.
So, and again, I'm not trying to say that they call me here, but I'm saying like you got to ask yourself, what do you really do? Like, can you say that you do the bare minimum to help people out when you have the ability and the power to? Because I can tell you, a lot of people don't.
People, that's the problem. People, and that's what it like. With great power comes great responsibility.
It's not even about that. It's not even about great power. That's just not the right saying what I'm saying.
What I'm saying is, I'm just going off you saying have the ability to help.
Yeah, and that's all I'm saying. You
that's
just
what I'm referring to.
Yeah, but that has nothing to do with the great power, great response. It's just you have the ability to help somebody. Why not do it?
There you go.
It's just that simple, you know.
That's my thing. My thing is, don't just say if you can help the next person, do it one person at a time.
Well, okay, and again, I could counter that too, because
I'm saying as an individual. Not as an individual. A perfect example. Let's just say I'm not saying to do this. I'm just saying, if everybody gave you $1, every time you pass somebody, they gave you $1. It won't cost them literally. That's pennies. That doesn't cost them nothing to give you $1. Everybody walked past you, gave you $1. You'll be able to pay rent to a place somewhere. I'm just, every little bit counts. So if one person if people are circulating and trying to help each other, then it's going to be different. Like, somebody came at me, right? They was talking about my art and wanting me to put my art on their Etsy shop. In reality, what they should have been doing was say, hey, let me walk you through what I do on this Etsy thing, because I think you could do it too. You could make your own money. You could make your own money. I don't need to be over you. You can make your own money. And if you want to if you want to collab, that's cool. But first, let me teach you how to do this yourself.
And that depends. It really depends. You know, sometimes, and you can listen to a lot of people, sometimes that's a good thing to do, because you just need to be around the people who know and learn from them.
True.
So it kind of that is very situational. It depends on the situation.
You're right. It depends on the situation, but
Yeah.
I'm just saying, what's wrong? What's wrong with that? Is what I'm saying.
Because some people are trying to get theirs. So this goes this, but
they
this
want to
goes
be
back.
They want to be number one, and they don't want to help. They don't want to help the next person.
But sometimes that's okay. It's okay if someone wants to be number one, because the thing is, you ain't got to stay with them. Like right. I'm gonna tell you a very cold hard truth. You could be around the guy who gets number one, learn from him, take his ideas for yourself, and go off and do your thing and fix what he does better and become number one for himself. What he did wrong, you could do it right. So that's not necessarily true. It's a cold-hearted thing to do, but sometimes you got to do it.
What I'm saying is be helping people, like I got this guy, right?
Mm-hmm.
He owns a pop shop.
Yeah.
Okay, this dude, I went to his shop, didn't know me from Timbuktu. I was barely getting into pops. I saw this blank figure. Kid Robot have these blank figures. I was like, oh man, I always kind of wanted to make one of these. So I grabbed it. He just happened to ask me, hey, who are you getting that for? And then we started up a conversation about art and stuff. And he talked about having an art walk in front of his shop. From there, it went from art walk in front of his shop to not charging me to put my stuff out there in front of his shop, to put me up on gang on different events that's going on, and helping me out by pointing me in the right direction. Now, mind you, not asking for nothing. On top of that, supporting my business by buying some of my artwork and not asking for a deal. If more people was like that, we would be a stronger community and we wouldn't be taken over by these global corporations like Walmart and stuff. We support our local business. That's what's going to build a community.
I think it's deeper than that. I'll say it straight up. We're allergic to accountability.
Mm-hmm.
That's one of the biggest issues. If you want to talk about the Black community, one of the biggest faults for problems I definitely see about the Black community is we're not accountable for it. And that's one of the biggest issues. Like there is some accountability that needs to be set on our part. Absolutely.
Oh yeah, you got some kids.
Yeah.
But I call them niggas. I'm talking about Black people. I'll be like, niggas and Black people is different to me. You know? And some Black people, they praise being a nigga. They like being a nigga. They like being that way, and they'll tell you, I don't give a fuck. In that case, let those kind of people keep fucking up.
But you see that right there, what you just said goes to my major point. And that's what I'm saying. You can't help everybody. That's my whole entire point. What I'm trying to say. You can't help
the people that want to be helped is what I'm saying. Help the people that want to be helped. Don't just. I can't even say that. I can't even
say that. This is why I like, and I just said it. You got to help who you can, as you can. You can't always help everybody, because sometimes the problem is helping everybody, you may have to sacrifice yourself. You got to ask yourself, if you help this person, it's
right.
It's the losses that you're going to take worth it. So, so I get what you're saying, but to me, that's why I said, in my personal opinion, how I believe, what I like to say is, you help who you can, as you can, while you can, if you can. You get what I'm saying? So, and that's how I feel. Like I said, like there's not much I can do, but everybody knows on this podcast, everybody who knows me knows that if I could do anything to help them out by the bare minimum, I will do it. If I like you and if I believe in you, that's the key thing.
Right.
You know, if I don't know you, this gonna be a charge. But if you're like my friend, family member, you know, guys here on the podcast, especially guys on the podcast. Absolutely. Because the one thing, like, just you being on here helps me out, because guess what? I know for a fact y'all don't have to do this. Remember, I mean, James said himself, he's working right now. B has some other stuff he could be doing. You got other things to do. I'm going to tell you right now, if y'all weren't so amped to be on this podcast would not be running right now. And that's fact. And that's something, when I move forward, I have to understand. So if you think for 1 second you guys don't ask me for help, and I'll say no, you guys are tripping. You guys are first on the list right now. Well, you may not be first, but you are top on my list. And that's my whole entire point. So you're right. Yes, if we did more of this by supporting each other, shouting each other out, you know, by really helping each other, doing the bare minimum that we can, yes, we would be a lot further along.
Yeah.
But it's something that we have to do, and a lot of us don't do it, don't want to do it, or don't even take the time to do it. And I agree, that's a problem.
I think that's all I'll be tripping off of. I'm just saying, I remember. I mean, like I said, I don't know about right now, because right now the jobs I've been getting word of mouth. Thank God, you know. Yeah. But I remember how ashamed and how I felt it was the end of the world just trying to apply for regular jobs. I'm not talking executive position jobs, okay? I'm talking food for less, McDonald's, you know, the bottom of the barrel, factory work, you know, the bottom of the barrel. You see, at the Walmart, you fill out all these applications. Some of these applications take so long to fill out. It's a job in itself. You know, it's ridiculous to have to even make a person have to fill out. I feel like this: if your application is that extensive, you deserve, if you finish it, you deserve to at least give a person an interview. If it takes me 2 hours to fill out your application, bro, I need an interview. Okay, because you got me working for 2 hours for nothing.
Hey, you guys, I had to go.
Okay, all
right.
Man. All right, man. You want to shout yourself out before you head out?
Hey guys, once again, it was good to be on the show.
He's officially a nigga.
You know, you guys can look me up on any social media, Brandy Vernon, and I'll be on there. So, all right, you guys, peace out. You all have a good day.
All right, before you go, I just want to say, you see what I'm saying? Support. You see, I let him shout out his social media. I'm talking to you, Shibidi.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah, don't ever say I don't support nobody. But all right, B, you have a good one, man.
All right, bro.
Honestly,
all right, man, you have a good one.
I never said that you didn't support nobody. Oh shit!
I'm just letting it be known.
But basically what I was getting at is that, like, kind of what you were saying, how you make it, you know, harder for a person. A person shouldn't have to be paying somebody to do a resume just to get their foot in the door, you know, just to get past, you know, that's ridiculous. But it's like, that's what people have to do, and it's sad.
It's
you gotta put a whole bunch of lies. Or you got to put a whole bunch of lies on your resume.
Oh, of course.
And that's one of my major problems. I'm not big on lying.
Oh, bullshit for money, for a job? Nah, dude. Like
unless I absolutely have to. Like, it's detrimental to my life. Then at that point I do it. But I really don't like to lie. I don't like to keep up with a lie. I just don't like to. I just don't care for lying. I'm learning not to be so transparent, because when you're not a liar, you tend to be a little too transparent. You tend to be like kind of like in First Sunday, when it was like, I don't think I would have told that. Because when you're transparent, you know, almost nothing is personal unless it's really deep personal, like, oh, I got a boil on my ass. That's personal, you know, like,
yeah. That's
but so far, it's certain shit that other people might find personal. I might not think it's that personal. I might not think it's like, okay, if I'm talking about finances and yeah, I only have this, but I'm working on this. To me, that's not a big deal. To somebody else, be like, oh man, that's personal. You let somebody in your pocket.
It depends on where you're at in life. That
You
to
know?
me, it depends on where you're at in life. That
Right.
is definitely an old way of thought, but that is facts depending on where you're at. Like if you're somebody who got money, you can't just be telling everybody how much money you got.
Right. Well, that's true. Now,
Yeah,
I really believe in that because when I have money, I tell everybody I'm broke.
yeah. I mean, okay. So think about like this. 'Cause I was listening to this other dude. I was listening to this other dude. I heard this clip on YouTube, and it's fact. Dude, he's like a millionaire. He's like a multimillionaire. And he said I don't have an issue with poor people. I have an issue with desperate people. That's the problem.
Mm. Well, you got to think about what got them desperate.
Huh?
So then you got to think about what got them desperate.
Not when you got money. If you got things to do, I don't want to know you at all. Because like, no, I get that.
True.
I get it. So yeah, no. When you get to a certain level in life, because that's the thing too. Like, and I realized that, like, when you talk to certain people, like there's a very different way how people perceive things when you ain't got money and when you do got money. Like those are two different worlds in a way.
Right.
So let's go back to the two-party thing. When you sat there and said, "Oh, and I said both parties are bad," I'm gonna give you my generalized views on both parties and why, and just a basic thing why I think they're both bad. Like the very, very.
I think all government is.
I know.
Fucked.
No, I'll get that, but this is the basic things that I figure. This is like the bare basic, and this is why I find one side will do nothing to help the poor, but open the doors to wealth and help the wealthy. They won't do nothing to help the poor, but they will do everything. They will open the doors and barriers to wealth, and they'll do everything to help the wealthy. The other side will do a lot to help the poor, but create barriers to wealth. But who is out there helping people come up? That's the thing that people gotta understand. And that's the basic of my issue, my basic between the two sides when you talk about both sides. That's what makes them both bad. Nobody's there to bring you up. All of them are there for their own interests.
Very true.
So all these things about caring about, it's like, at the end of the day, the truth of it is that you got to care for yourself. It's like I was told when I was younger. Nobody's going to care for you better than you.
Yeah, and that's what I teach my kids now. I be drilling it in them. I'll be saying like, man, you gotta do something. You gotta understand, dude. When you get out here, nobody gonna give a f about you. And then also this is a Black podcast, so I get raw with them. You a black man, bruh. That's number one. So you already gonna have to deal with people not giving a crap about you. On fleet. Now you want to say you want to screw up your education, then okay, fine. You want to be an athlete. Okay, you need to go above and beyond. There's 1 billion people that want to play basketball. I'm telling you, hey, dude, hey, you kind of big. You might want to get into football. You have a better opportunity at being noticed in football. Your counselor tell you the same thing. But you want to play basketball? Okay, fine. Play basketball. Okay, now that you want to play basketball, you got to go above and beyond because there's little Antoine over here who's younger than you by 4 years and can ball you up right now. You behind. You need to put in the work so if you really, I'm not going to put you down about making it to the NBA, but you're going to have to put in the extra work if you really want to make it to the NBA because you're behind, dude. Your diet's messed up. You don't exercise. You sit around all day. You have to be a damn beast on the basketball court to even get a flicker of attention.
Yeah.
And I'll give them the raw, real shit.
Yeah, and you have to, and that's necessary. And I mean, and you got to be honest. Like I said, this is what it's gonna take. If you don't have what it takes, then you ain't gonna make it. It's that simple.
I told him, I said, you understand LeBron, Kobe, these motherfuckers is coming out of, excuse my shit, but I get heated sometimes. These motherfuckers is coming out of high school, going against people in the NBA, bro. That means at one point you're gonna be playing for your high school, and at one point you're gonna be going up against the next Kobe, the next LeBron type of cat, bruh. You gotta hang with them. Then you gotta learn how to hang with them. Then you gotta learn how to surpass them. You know what I'm saying? So you can be on the same field with them. You can't be bullshitting.
Well, it's not only that. It's also, I'll just keep it basic. Do you have the mentality to want to do it? That's where it starts. Your
That part.
mentality. And
He just want to play with. He just want to play with stuff. It's like, no, bro. What you're not academically doing well. What else do you want to do? Basketball. Keep being basketball. Okay, what are you doing to pursue basketball? Show me, because I'm not gonna waste no money trying to find you a private coach or to do all this extra stuff if you're not showing me that you want this.
I'll say this. Like, and I always say this: if I ever have a kid and they say they want to do sports, just to see how bad they want to do it, I'll tell them, all right, if you want to do basketball, if you want to do baseball, you want to do football, that's fine, but you gotta find something else you want to do too. That's not a sport.
That's how I feel, to be honest. But at the same time, you got some people that, hey, there is no plan B. And, you kind of have that mentality, and it pushes you harder sometimes.
I get that. But that's why I would I said, you want to play this, you want to do this, right? You want to support, you want those new shoes, right? You want to be on the court, you want me not to pull you out, right? If this is your plan A, there's no plan B, then guess what? I'm forcing you to do your plan B. Mm-hmm. If you want this bad, figure out something else you want to do. And trust me, if you figure out something else you want to do, mark my words, I'm going to help you every step of the way. I ain't saying you got to put all your time into that shit, but you got to at least put some time into it. Yep. Even if it's just an hour a day, before you go to bed. But you gotta give me something else besides playing a sport. You gotta give me at least something.
I like that idea, actually. I might have to. I've been trying to figure out a way to push that to him. I kind of like that idea. Hey, you want to play basketball? Okay, you need to come up with something else that you want to do outside of basketball for you to continue playing basketball. I like that idea.
Yeah, and like I said, like for me, I'll tell him, I'll do everything. I'll give you the shoes. I'll buy you socks. You like them Jordans? I know they're $200. I know it's gonna hurt. I'll buy you those $200 Jordans. I don't give a rat's ass, because that's how much I believe you. But you gotta give me something else, because at the end of the day, it's not just about something. And me and James actually talked about on an earlier podcast. It's not just about you can't make it, you can't be good, but it also has to do what comes, like what happens if you get hurt? What happens if your knee gets blown out? You need something else. I don't care what it is. Just give me something. If you want to be a truck driver and you just learn about trucks, I'll be happy about that. But just give me something else. Mm-hmm. Like I said, you give me something you're else interested in, I'll go full force into helping you do sport. But you gotta give me something else.
Right.
Like I said, that's it. Like I said, I don't need to discourage you on any level. I won't discourage you, but you got to give me something to believe in. Like I said, I'm not a parent, but I've heard from a lot of y'all that kids are expensive. So if I want to spend all this money, all this extra money, I need something from you. I don't care what it is, but give me something. James also made a good point too, and like this goes back to.
I feel like he made a lot of good points.
Oh, he made even more. Like
even though some of them I feel was cold hearted, I feel like he made a lot of good points.
Yeah, but one thing he was saying, that's one thing I sit down and say, like that's the one thing I think I have faith kind of in our generation, because our generation is trying to set up. Our generation of men are trying to set up our kids how to be successful, like we're trying to talk to them about investing. James said something that I totally agree with when he was talking about, and honestly, if you can't listen to that, no, I don't think I put that one up. Yeah, I never put that one up. My fault. I never put that one up. I wish I would have had you listen to that one. But he would say something I totally agree with. When he sat there and said, if you're into football, whatever, why not put a little money into a Nike stock?
I remember that.
Yeah. Oh, were you there for that?
Mm-hmm.
Oh shit. Okay. And he's right. Like.
And I thought that was cool. If you got money and you got the money, you have money to invest in something. By all means, I feel like that if you got, especially if you got a family member or somebody around you that know how to teach you about that stuff, then all means I say go for it. You know, I feel like I would be doing it myself. But I feel like I don't know enough about it to do it, you know.
You want
I
to know how
don't
you learn about it? I'm gonna be honest with you. And this is the biggest problem with people. I just did it and
right,
I learned it. I watched videos on it. I got interested in it. That's
right.
what got me into it. I wasn't
And
into it.
that's the whole thing, because my lack of full understanding of it, I don't have it doesn't have my undivided attention.
Well, it doesn't
Be,
have to.
you know,
It,
it does.
it
I'm not we want we I'll say it like this. I want money for different reasons than most people.
hold on a sec. Hey James. Oh, James is working. Okay.
Yeah, I want money for different reasons than most people want money for.
Well, I'm not even talking about why you want money, whatever. Like, I mean, whatever your reason is. I mean, I'm not trying to blow you off. Whatever your reasoning is your reason. But that's not even the point where I'm trying to make.
Mm-hmm.
The point I'm trying to make is that sometimes, you know, it's like everything. Sometimes you just gotta do it. Sometimes you gotta jump it. You may not know what you're doing. You may be running around with the chicken with your head cut off. But there's nothing wrong with seeing like something that you like and saying, "Let me put some money in. Let's see what happens." You know. Now don't
Well,
get me
I
wrong.
mean, I invest in myself like that, even though I don't know if the outcome. But I limit myself on how much. I try to invest something that's not gonna affect me if I lose it. Meaning, okay, I'll spend a couple $100 on this products to get them made, and if I sell them, I sell them. If I don't, I don't. I just have to recap. But
No, I mean,
those major, I know that stocks and stuff, those are major investments, and
no, they're not.
you know,
They don't have to be major investment at all.
for it to.
No, it does not have to be a major investment. You could, like I said, if you get a paycheck and you don't mind sparing $20 a paycheck, you could find yourself something small and put money in. Heck, there's apps where you could just buy portions of stocks till you can own a full one. There's ways you can do it. Like that's what I'm saying. Like sometimes you just got to go in and start and not just be like, oh, I'm afraid how to do it. And that's kind of the problem with some people. And like people say, that's the kind of difference between the people who do and don't. Is a lot of that is fear. Fear is one of the biggest things that stop people from changing their lives. It's the fear to do stuff. You know, it's a fear to take chances. Now, don't get me wrong. We've had this conversation before, and I totally understand that, you know, you got a family, whatever. Again, we have two different mentalities. Me personally, again, as somebody that doesn't have a family, to me, having a family will give me more, what you call more motivation to wanting to be more, because I got people I got to take care of now. And I understand. I know I'm not here to sit there and say, because I know it's easier said than done. So I'm not trying to take away. But I'm just saying, just with my mentality, it's
Oh
like,
my God!
what the fuck happened?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I don't. I want to talk about something. Can we talk about something?
All right, go ahead, man. Oh,
I mean, we don't have this. Don't have to be on the podcast, bro.
no, it
I'm
can't be. It's
pissed.
fine.
I am pissed. I am pissed off at last minute people.
Okay, let's go ahead.
It drives me crazy because I always have. I'm doing something. I'm here. I'm there. But even the days that I'm not doing something, I just prefer to have a heads up. Okay, I just don't like to work under, oh, this has to be this way right now, or this. I just got sent. Um, Somebody sent me. Now I'm not sure if this is for me to get a booth or what. Because somebody called me, and I don't know if this is why they called me, because whoever this person is text me this from this number, but you know, it's not as bad as I thought it was. I thought it was a different date, but anyway, I'll still get on it. A lot of times, people will tell me about an event or something a few days prior, and it messes me up. Like they had I did a art event, and it was at a church, and I had no idea it was at a church. At the time, the majority of my artwork was catered to the marijuana department because that was the market I was leaning towards. And as a Christian man, as a person who's been to church every day, most of his young life, to sit up in front of a church with Mac Miller marijuana leaves and Snoop and all these different things with all this stuff on it, it was uncomfortable. And had I known in advance, I would have catered to the event and I would have made sure not to have that kind of stuff. But I brung what I had because that's all I had. And I didn't want to, you know what I'm saying? And
So-
it would, huh?
So when it comes, my fault. Okay, let me get in front of my mic. So, okay,
I gotta find my mic. I actually do have one.
So, I'm gonna be honest with you when it comes to events, because as you know, I've been doing events for years. I'm gonna tell you right now, get used to that. Like,
You know what my argument is, right?
Yes, where like
my argument is not that okay. My argument is just say.
Well, no. Okay. This is why I'm saying it depends on how it's applied. So
Right.
if you're, because normally we have this conversation, it's about work, like getting jobs and stuff. That's an entirely different conversation when you're talking about events and then hitting you up about event and changes and stuff. When it comes, and that's why I say it really depends. Like, yes, if we're talking about work and jobs, I would tell you, all right, this is what I believe you should do, because that's just gonna happen. You gotta stop that. But when it comes to events and my history with events, that comes with the territory. Very few people that run events usually has it together. I've been to events, and man, that shit
What I'm saying is, let's just say it like this. You go to the Anime Expo, right?
Yes.
Now let's just say Anime Expo, they tell you, hey, we got booths for $400. You can get a booth for $400. The deadline to get the booth is on the 6th of October. They tell you this last month, maybe 2 months ago. You tell me on the 4th that, oh, you might want to try to get you a booth because as the deadline is on the 6th. Now I gotta scrimmage up the money to get a booth, hope that I have material to cater to the event. If not, I'm gonna have to rush and try to make some kind of something leaning towards that event so it won't just be awkward. And hope that it works out. That's what I'm talking about. I dislike. I don't
know,
like
and that's my point. You're talking about events, and I'm telling you, get used to that. That happens all the time.
I have plenty of events. The event I look up on my own, they tell you a month or so in advance that, hey, this event's coming up. This is the deadline.
And they do. And they do. Don't get me wrong. My history events, they do. But they also make changes too. They also, when you get things wrong, they'll also sit there and set you up and say, oh, we can't set you up here. They'll also say, we'll do this for you, not do it. It happens all the time. Like,
I get that part, but I'm talking about, like, for instance, telling you that, hey, G, you might want to get a booth tomorrow.
There are some events where, like, they'll sit there and tell you, hey, you have, they'll open it up for like 2 days or 3 days to register. And if it's a big enough event, you gotta if you want to get like a booth or whatever, you gotta be like the first in line, or you ain't gonna get, because it's gonna get sold out. Events are crazy and all that crap happens. That's like what you're talking about with events. I get what you're saying. You want to be ahead of time. That's how you like. That's kind of how you know.
If you supposed to be, we supposed to be cool, and that that, hey, bro, you know what I'm saying, you've been knowing this for a month, and
Hold on,
you
wait a second. Hold on, let me stop you. Are you going through a third party? Or you talk about the event itself.
know a third party.
That's the problem.
That's
Right
what
there.
I'm talking about. That's what I'm referring to. When I say
Never.
people,
If anytime I go through a third party, I always say, "Hey, can you send me a flyer? Can you send me some information on it so I can research myself?" I never put it in their hands to tell me what to do because that's even worse. Middlemen, from my experience, dealing with middlemen, unless, like I said, like there's some good middlemen and there's some really horrible middlemen. 9 times out of 10, well, I should say that. I would say like 7 times out of 10, I hate dealing with middlemen. Because the one thing about middlemen, most of the times, they tend to fuck it up. There's very few people as middlemen that I'm really willing to deal with. Because middlemen do that. And if they ain't got together, man. And sometimes middlemen be caring about the other people and don't care about you, don't get it. It's complicated. That's why when I deal with middlemen, I always say, hey, send me the link, send me the information, give me everything you have on it, and let me look it up for myself. So I can look it up for myself. And then I say, hey, let me know. And if I can do it, I'll let you know. Because if I just leave it in their hands, 9 times out of 10, yes. They usually always do that.
And you know what? It wasn't that I purposely depended on them. I didn't know anything about it, but I'm just saying, like, I get so agitated when people, people come out. Even for instance, if this is an event for me to get a booth, because I don't know why somebody would randomly send me this. I didn't apply for nothing like this. I don't know who this is. I don't recognize this number. So most likely it's probably the person that tried to call me since I've been on the podcast, which is cool. I don't want to say nothing bad for when I'm on the podcast.
Yeah, fair enough.
But the whole thing about it is it says 10 and 11, and it's the 5th. But that means let's just say if this is an event for me to go to networking and stuff like that for me to get my stuff together. I don't know a whole lot about the event. I don't have I want to cater. I like to cater to the event. If I'm going to a Disney convention, I want to have some Disney fan art. I'm just using that as an example. Don't talk to me about the legal issues of Disney. I'm just saying, if I go to a Disney event and I'm getting a booth at a Disney event, I need fan art, Disney fan art. Now I can have other stuff, that's cool, but I need to have majority, if not half or to majority of things that's leading towards that event, so that I could make some sales. I can't be at a church event with horror stuff and with the devil on it. You feel me?
Hey, James.
What's up?
So I know you're used to putting on events, and you've been to plenty of shows and stuff like over the years. And the thing we were talking about basically, and I want to kind of get your views on it because you have not only have you been attending events, but you actually put some on. And the
James has done everything except street walk. I don't know. You been slinging that thing, man? No. I can't. I'm just joking.
Yeah.
No,
do you want to explain to him the issue that you're having with the event?
No, it's just I'm just saying. I'm just speaking on people in general, and it's mostly third party, not really necessarily the event people. The experience I've had with the actual event people has been fair. With any event I've gone to, it's like you said, it's when I'm going through a third party person, somebody telling me that an event that I didn't know anything about, telling me 2 days prior, and I have like or even like now, like I have not a whole lot of time I have almost no time to prepare for this event, because I work 2 jobs and I'm also getting prepared for this month. I'm still doing. I was just painting just a second ago. I stopped my painting now because I start seeing I'm getting some emails, and it's like towards the end of the day, and I'm getting emails from people that I don't know that within the company. So before they send it to me, I need to get ahead of the game, or they might be expecting me to go off of their emails directly. I don't know. They keep switching up. But anyway, I'm not gonna get into that. The whole thing about it is I'm doing this stuff, and I gotta find time to cater to the next thing. And I appreciate somebody looking out. But if I go to that event and you're overly prepared, that lets me know you knew about this shit months ago. You knew about this event then, and you're gonna tell me a few days before, so my ass could look unprofessional and go in there unprepared.
So and anyways, and so the reason why I brought you in, the reason why I'm gonna ask you, because I was just going over some of the crap that I've dealt with events and how chaotic it can be, and I just wanted to hear from somebody who's actually put them on, hear from your experience on like how chaotic
That
events
sounds
can
dope.
be, and like why that can happen.
Well, why? What can happen?
Like why some events, and it could be just some examples why events can just get chaotic.
I mean, because people. I mean, shit. My event is chaotic every year, and it's like not. I have months of planning into it, but once you're getting down to the core of it, then all of a sudden, the 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 best the way to make the show is the best it can be is always going to be the fine details. So at the end of the day, I'm 6 months in. I'm in the big picture. I'm doing this show. The show's going to be dope. I just need X, Y, and Z. Boom. So now I got X, Y, and Z taken care of. But then a week before the show, I'm like, you know what'll make it really cooler? If I did this. Okay, now let me figure out this. Oh man, but if I got that, I gotta add this too. Okay, I gotta do that. Just like you said, people hit you up like a week before, but they've known about this for months, because I'm like, if I have a booth at a show, I have a couple of buddies that do cons. They have companies that do that's what they do. They build stuff and they go to these cons. So they're all over, the state, in and out of the state, doing these cons. So if they do Stan Lee Con or LA Con or whatever, Texas Con, and they're doing it, and then all of a sudden they hit me up, and it's like 2 weeks before the event, and they're like, hey, I got an idea. Let me come to your shop. Okay. And this has happened. They'll pull up at my shop and be like, this is my display wall. But what would be cool is if something was built in here that was plexiglass and wrapped and lit and this and this and that. Can you do that? When is it? Oh, a couple weeks. Okay. That's a lot of work. Holy crap. And then they'll leave the thing with me, and I'll be here in the middle of the night routering and grinding shit and wrapping stuff. And then 2 days before the event, I'm calling them. I'm like, it's ready, bro. Come pick it up. So they're rushing because they don't even live there. They live in Central California. So they're driving down to the Inland Empire to pick this shit up, to turn around and go back to Bakersfield Con or LA, wherever. So they get in their hotel, they run in the last minute, and then they get here and they look at the stuff and they be like, oh man, this is dope, but I like this color a little better. So now I'm rewrapping in the middle of the night. I've had clients for the shop here where they're doing a con and they have a character that they want to do. So we're going weeks and months before, and they're getting a model. We're doing test fits on stuff. They're building clothes. They're making like a full-on character for the con. But then the night before, we're doing all kind of alterations, makeup. We trying to run this, dude. So it's always the fine details that you want perfected that comes in crazy. So I may be at a con and be like, damn, I'm doing everything I can for my stuff. And then at the last minute, I'm like, oh, you know what? Damn, this may be a good thing for Keez. Let me hit him up. Hey, bro, if you're free, dog, come down. And then you're like, man, it's a week out. My bad, because I was trying to take care of my stuff. Just like I was saying before when we were talking about, everybody, doing their own thing. You're like, you just don't care about nobody else. No, I care about myself and my family. Now, after we all straight, I have no problem helping everybody out. G will tell you, how many times have I sat with you, G, and been like, look, bro, in business, you need to do this, and I've helped you out.
Yeah, big time.
I've given you pointers. I've explained how this works, and you're like, damn, I didn't even never thought about that. No. How do I do this? This is how you make this. This is how you do that. I don't have any problem with that.
I would like to set up a consultation.
Bro, hey, anytime, dog. My shop is, everybody knows my nephews are here. I'm teaching these little dudes how to write resumes. All their little homies is here. I'm training these dudes around the corner for free. I'm giving G pointers on how he can get it straight. Like, that's all I do. But miss me with that if I'm not straight.
Yep.
I ain't got no problem when I feel like I'm in a comfortable mode to help anybody of my peoples out. But nobody else wants to do that. And I don't want nobody to get a handout. If I could help you, if I can give you some pointers on how the game works and because I'll tell you flat out, I failed more than anybody. But when I fail, I learn and I get up and I keep pushing. So then when you come to me and you say, okay, I'm doing this, I'll be like, cool, I can tell you my experience. This didn't work. This didn't work, but this kind of worked. But I can tell you all three options. And I mean, you a grown man, you're going to pick the decision. So yeah, as far as that goes, other people, yeah, they look all done up and organized because they are. But at the last minute, when they were kind of get the fine details, they were like, hey man, and I mean, at the end of it, I would be like, that sucks. But then I would also appreciate it. Because what they're doing is they're giving you this option. Like my homie that his first year in the cons, he was getting screwed. But when we were sitting there talking about it, I said, bro, you're getting helped out because these people are putting you in. So this year you didn't do too good. But at least get your foot in the door because now a couple of those cons have 3-year waiting lists to get into. But you were already there. And you know that con now, so you can put that on your calendar. So next year, when your calendar's all full, like this year, he's stuffed. He's like, I can't do anything else. So you already for next year have a calendar of stuff to be looking out for. So now next year, you're going to come in there prepared, ready to make some money. So that's how I would look at it. Because if they didn't tell you shit this year, you wouldn't know about it for next year. Oh.
Right.
But yeah, no, I mean, events always go wrong and shit goes sideways so fast and like you could be ahead of the game and then behind the game and not even know it within a day.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I mean, look at this right now. Half of the day I've been helping customers, but the other half, I was getting a memorial plaque made for my member that passed away. His memorial is Saturday. Guess what? The guy that was going to do it, he's too busy doing his normal work now to do it. And the other guy that I had on standby, his job put him on triple duty, so he can't do it. So now I had to go through the gambit of finding somebody. Luckily, I have a big network that can do it. So now I got a meeting 7 o'clock in the morning in Chino with a guy that said he can get it. One of my buddies that said he can get it done before Saturday. But I also have an event that I have to be at Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So if he does it, I'll literally have to meet him after the event or before the event to pick this thing up. I don't even know how much he's going to charge me. But I've known about this thing for a month, and I've had these other guys set up, but they just started getting busy. And once they get busy, you got to think, If you're gonna produce 200-300 or something and make all that money, and you got one little thing here, which one are you gonna take? And most people will be like, "Oh no, if that guy." I gotta look at it as far as business. If somebody wanted to purchase 20 of your paintings right now, but you have to have it done before the end of the weekend, but you still had this one drawing that you were working on for somebody, which one would you do?
Me personally,
Mm-hmm.
I'll probably finish the one painting because I know that I won't be able to meet the deadline for the other one, and I'd rather know that I got money coming on the first one
Well, yeah,
versus
but okay, but what if you could do the 20? You know you could finish the 20, but
I would do the 20.
exactly, because I know this guy is going to do this other stuff. Because at the end of the day, once you put it into a program, he can get it done. But his situation is going to be going all the way. He's going to be working all the way through. So he won't have time for my situation. And it just kind of popped up. So he's probably making a pretty good chunk of money off of it for last minute, artwork and everything. So I can be annoyed because now it put me into a position, but it looks like I have a solution. So all I can do is respect the game,
Right.
and hope that if it ever comes to me having to make this call against somebody else, that they'll respect my judgments too.
All right.
And like I said, it goes back to what I said, man. You can't be afraid to fail. And all you add this on, and you can hear what just James said, man. What sacrifices are you willing to do to succeed?
I'm only scared to fail when it's gonna majorly affect something. I'm okay with failing if as long as it's not gonna majorly affect something. At that point, it's like, okay, like for instance, I got an opportunity to go work in another city, but it's if I fail that situation, or if that situation is not paying me enough to support the rest of the people I take care of, then I have to think of other alternatives, and it could cause major issues. So even though that's a really good opportunity to hang out until something opens up for the position I want to get, because right now the position I want is only internships, paid internships, and until they have the funds, they can't hire me for a permanent position. So they're like, hey, my husband have a job opportunity for you that you can do until this comes over, but you have to do blank, 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 blank to get the job. But once you do that, you can have the job. But I have to think of it. I have to consider the people I got depending on me as well. I can't just jump on it because it's a possibility of a good opportunity. I have to consider the people I take care of, the people I got that depend on me. So unfortunately, it makes me play it safe, play it a little safer, because it's not just me. If that makes sense, I don't know. I'm not really. I'm like doing multiple things at one time, but but other than that, I don't mind failing because I know that I learned. That's a lot how I learn. I learn from when I'm playing my video games and stuff. It's the same thing. I screw up so many times. Eventually, I'm gonna learn how to get through it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But that's it's risk versus, but that's a small risk for me to take, considering that's just a game. And that's kind of like that with me with life. It's like, okay, I'll risk this $200 because I know if I lose this, if I lose this $200, it's just gonna put me back a little bit, and it's not gonna stop me from paying no bills.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You have to have calculated risk. It's not just about failing.
That's what I've been trying to tell my homeboy that, man. You just came up with a really good way for me to tell that to him.
Mm-hmm.
Calculated risk, because he said, "Oh man, you gotta be a risk taker. You gotta do this." I'm like, "Yeah, I am, but I have 5 other people that depend on me."
Yeah, Yeah, when you have family, it's a whole different ball game because it's not just you failing.
Yeah.
It keeps it'll keep you up at night, but that's a good thing. Most successful people don't sleep,
Yeah.
and
It's
you go, why is that? Because they're always planning that next move. If you don't stay 2 steps ahead of your moves, you're gonna fail.
right. And it irritates the hell out of my wife because she's like, that's all I think about. That's all I talk about is business and work. That's all that's on my mind on a 24-hour basis, and it drives her crazy. So all I have to talk about. All I have to talk about is what I'm doing at work, or what happened at work, or what business venture I'm about to try to do, or what business venture I'm doing, or what I'm thinking about. That's all my conversation. I don't have. I'm sorry, but I don't have nothing else to talk about because that's all that's on my mind because I'm not where I want to be, and all I'm thinking about is how I'm going to make my next dollar.
I just want to say you need to be truthful because you got a lot to talk about because you've been talking this entire podcast.
Yes, it's been fun. I tell all the people all the time, most of the time I do talk a lot because I spend most of my days on mute.
Mm-hmm.
Most of my days is on mute because I am busy doing stuff, and when I do talk, I mostly only have business stuff to talk about. Now I am passionate when it comes to talking about caring for people, and when it comes to talking about relationship stuff. I'll talk about that forever. I actually wanted to make my own YouTube channel about some of that stuff, or maybe a podcast or something, touching bases with a lot of that stuff. I've been wanting to do that for a few years. I just, it wasn't the time. I don't think I was ready then. Kind of
What's
like how
stopping you
now.
now? What's stopping you now? What's stopping you now?
I just right now I just got a lot of things I'm juggling. Once this other situation that I'm juggling is out the way, then I can reassess that, and find a time to do passion projects like that, because at the end of the day, it's a passion project that could, of course, eventually be lucrative. But I understand that passion project is not going to be as lucrative in the beginning, so I have to adjust and make sure it's not going to affect something lucrative.
Mm-hmm. It's a hobby.
There you go.
When that hobby turns into money, well, then we can talk and we can renegotiate. But right now, it's just a hobby.
There you go.
Hobbies don't get people fed, bro.
Right. There you go. In my case, it kind of does because that's what I kind of work off of. But
like I said, once it becomes profitable, that hobby turns into a job.
There you go.
There
you go.
What do you think of my biggest goal is? My goal is to turn my hobbies into a job.
But like I told you the other night, yeah, got it. That side hustle though, that's what's gonna make you, get you to when you get to that hobby to make it a job.
Yep, facts.
My argument is my own complex, which is I don't like looking for stuff. It is nothing personal with anybody. I'm like that, period. Like even like, when people send me orders, it's like, you send me, let's just say a flyer, who, what, when, where, and then additional information, any special instructions. Don't send me your conversation between you and your team because you're going to be put on the back burner, buddy. Because I don't have time to read through your crap. I want the information so I can start working and then I can move on to the next project. I like to just move on to the next project. I like to keep going. You're slowing down traffic when I gotta sit there and read through your whole 20-page long email. I cannot stand that. It drives me crazy. I'd rather you send me a email for each individual thing. Like if you want, like, oh, this is for a cover, this is for a flyer, this is for a website, whatever. I'd rather you do that than send me a long ass email because I'm like, I'm literally not going to even, just like a text message, I'm not going to focus on that until I'm completely free. And that doesn't happen often. I gotta be like, I ain't got nothing left to do. I guess I'll look at this email now. Cause I keep it 100 with people. Like, look, if you don't have your stuff together I'm supposed to make it look pretty. That's my job. I'm a designer. I'm not your I'm not your publicist. You know.
I mean,
Shit's funny.
to me, it depends on who it is.
Cause I'm like, yeah. I can't stand it. That's just me. I if I leave my socks by at the foot of the bed and my girl moves my socks, I'm pissed off.
Yeah.
You know why? Because I get up and I'm getting ready to put on my shoes, especially when I get up last minute knowing I need to go to work. I get up to put on my shoes and socks. And now I'm mad because I got to spend that extra 2-3 minutes. What the fuck is my socks? Before I finally ask. And then you tell me they right there. If you would just look, it's just like, I don't want to look. I know I put them right here. This is where they were. This is where they should be. I shouldn't have to look. I'll be inside.
Oh yeah, basically like when you put something where it's supposed to be and the semi moves and you're like, where the fuck did it go?
It drives. It drives me crazy. But on her defense, I don't always put it where it's supposed to go. Sometimes, like I said, my socks being at the foot of the bed. My socks shouldn't be at the foot of the bed. But like, I come in, I'm tired, whatever, put my shit right there, and be like, but I'm a man of habit, so I'm gonna go right back to that same spot.
Most men are though.
Right, I'm going right back to that same spot. And if my shit gone, you know what I'm saying? I'm weird, bro. If my pencil on the right side of the desk and you move it to the left side of the desk, I'm sitting down like, what the fuck happened? The fuck is my pencil? I'm going crazy looking for a pencil. I put it back on your desk. I'm like, I don't see it. Where is it? Because you didn't put it back where it was.
Yeah,
I'm going ape shit. I don't like looking for nothing.
Trust me, I know a dude. That's one of his biggest. I wouldn't say his biggest problem. One of his gripes in his relationship. That his girl keeps moving the shit that he does and drives him nuts.
Huh?
Like that. No, that I have a friend like that who, like, one of his biggest. Well, I wouldn't say it's his biggest gripe, but one of the things that annoys him about his relationship is that his girl keeps moving his stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It's his biggest gripe. It's like, I have it right here for a reason. You keep moving it, and I don't know where anything's at. Now I gotta find it.
I finally understand that sitcom stuff when they always try to say the woman's perspective, where they be like, because the guy is always asking the woman, where's this and where's that, and I used to think, and I get that so much more now. It's like because they walking around, call themselves cleaning or whatever the case, moving shit, and then you can't find it. You start tripping.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes I'll be the moved it. Maybe I'd have caught myself trying to clean it. Like recently, my paints and stuff, I caught myself trying to clean up and trying to keep it neat and put everything away. So she'll be comfortable. And then I couldn't find nothing. I had packed it away too tight. It was neat, it was nice and everything, but it wasn't functional. See, I like neat and functional. I don't like shit just neat. Like, she likes her shoes pushed under the bed. I like my shoes under the bed with a little bit of shoe sticking out so I could be able to easily pick what shoe I want. Neat and functional. But this particular time, I just packed up everything in boxes, no labels, no nothing, and forgot where I put the shit. And was just struggling. And then by the time I find the paints and the paint brushes and the canvases, now I don't even want to paint no more. Now I gotta force myself to paint because I'm out the mood now because I had to look for shit.
Oh, and be aware, if I move, I'm calling
you.
If I move, I am calling you.
Yeah, do you even have anything to move?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll move all your Gundams. All right,
Bullshit. Nah, I'm putting your ass to work.
I'll move all your Gundams.
Nah, I'm putting your ass to work.
Move all your Gundams. Man,
Nah, you gonna be
I'm
put
to the point now. Like if I went, when I'm not gonna say if. I'm trying to speak shit up into existence. When I move and get a better place, my goal is to save up enough money for a moving company because I'm so over it. This move made me so over
That's nice, and I would still see you when I move.
it. Like I said before, I don't even want to put together IKEA furniture.
Yeah, I get
It's
it,
like
man. It's tough, you know. You got to do it one more time. But
I had a I had a I had a show, a book show, and I had an extra bookshelf from Amazon because they said something was shipped and it wasn't, and I'm looking for it. I'm calling, I'm tripping. They sent it to me, but they still ended up sending me the other one. So I'm like, I had an extra shelf. I'm like, oh yeah, I can put this up. I did. I took a damn near a whole year before I think it was a year before I finally put that bookshelf together. I took a whole year before I put the bookshelf together because I was just the thought of doing it was just sickening. I was like, oh my God, I don't have no room. I gotta do this. I gotta move that. I gotta look for my tools to see if it don't come with no. I'm like, they get this real. They got this flimsy crap. I gotta do this. I'll be like, man, I don't know what's gotten into me, bro. I used to be so like ready for that shit. I used to be ready to put together stuff, fix things, move shit. I used to like moving. Like I used to move with my dad. My dad had a light hauling and moving company, and I used to like doing that stuff with him. That shit is funny to me. I'll be like, even now when I get groceries and stuff in the car, like I'll be playing Tetris. Like my whole goal is how to perfectly fit everything into the car. Or even when I go to events, I do the same thing with my art. Like I analyze it real quick, and then I'm able to pack so much stuff into such a small place. And what's funny is my mother-in-law, she brung her I guess it's an SUV, and she was like, "How the hell you fit all this shit in the car?" Because it could barely fit in her car, and she couldn't get it because she had all this stuff. She had this stuff in her car. I'm like, your car gotta be empty. You know what I'm saying, to fit all this shit I'm trying to put in here.
You want to know how you get good at that? Start to travel.
No, I said I'm good at it. You know.
I'm just saying.
But I'm just saying.
That's how I learned how to do it. Was I had to travel a lot, so I always had to squeeze stuff in. I had a little bit going there. I had a lot more coming back.
Right now, I'm looking for a wall alternative. I wish I could get something made. To be honest, something that I could fold over and then open up into a wall that I could hang art on. But I want to be able to fit it in the car, in any car, because it folds over. Right now, I got these long iron things, and then my kids and my wife call themselves putting it in the car. They done bent the damn legs up. So now I'm suffering through that. But if I had something that I could actually fold away and then open up, it'll make it easier to do. I was even considering engineering it myself, like writing it up and having somebody I know who knows how to do woodwork, see if they could create it out of wood where I have something I could hang artwork on as it folds up. I think it could be simply done. I'm surprised nobody's done it because I surely can't find anything online. But just something that you could fold away, and because even these things they advertise these for doing different events and hanging up displays and stuff like that. And it's like they got it like that, but if they made it more mobile, they would sell a hell of a lot more.
Yeah,
For sure. You know, I always think of like the little man shit, like even like a basketball court for apartments. Like you know how they got those folded up basketball courts? What if you could fold up a basketball court so tight that you could fit it in an apartment and then you could take it out and put it in a parking lot or on the street and play basketball?
Yeah, nobody wants to do all that work.
Yeah, but if you have if it's compact, it won't take a lot of work.
Okay.
The same. I'm just saying for the people who don't have a garage, bro. The people who
No,
don't have a
I
garage
get what you're saying,
and
but
don't have a park down the street. They
no,
don't have a park.
no, don't get me wrong. I get your argument.
Yeah.
My whole entire thing is that shit sounds annoying to do it every single time.
Well, I say that because I'm a big person on problem and solution. I saw these kids out here. In two cases, there was a basketball court out there, one of those regular ones that you have out there, and it was cool that it was out there. The management didn't really bother them too much about it, except the first one. And I guess was probably some Karen probably complained, but the kids be playing, having fun, whatever. But the problem was that you get some of the other bad kids coming over here that don't live over here. They come over wanting to play, trying to dunk on the damn court, break it up, bust up the court, and now nobody can play no more. You know, and they do shit like that. But I'm like, if you could fold it away and maybe lock it on the gate or take it back or put it back in your or take it and put it back in your apartment, then you good. But who wants to take that? Who wants to have that the big ass regular one in their house? That's not gonna cut it. So you gotta have one that could fold up a little bit more compact. You know what I mean? And that way, if you no matter what kind of space you have, you can have a basketball court. You know what? I want to know, James, the what's your favorite movie? If you could pick, I know it's hard to pick one.
Idiocracy.
Let's say your top three movies.
Idiocracy.
Hell no, I actually like that
Idiocracy.
movie though.
Yep.
I actually, and yes, I just so you know, I did watch it before because I actually rewatched it a couple of days ago, and that shit is spot on.
Mm-hmm. It's so like truth telling.
He talks about idiocracy in his book, Terry Crews.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody does, dude.
I like Terry Crews' book actually. I I got to go back and read Will's. I had stopped reading it. I need to go back.
Honestly, like people always ask me before, like, "Oh, what's your favorite movie? What's your favorite?" And I was like, I really don't have one. Like, I'm not like that. So I just base it on a movie that at any given time I can sit down and watch.
And why do you like that
Because
movie?
it's so honest. It's like the future. It's like
Yeah.
watching 30-30, you know, like 2028. That's what
Yeah.
going into.
I felt that when I seen that, it felt like that's how people are, like just like don't want to listen
Mm-hmm.
and just keep on screwing the environment till it's too late.
I mean, just to the point where they're like, if you're educated and you talk, people think you're weird and stupid, and like I'm like, man, it's crazy. How many
even like
people,
the first 10 minutes, dude?
I mean, dude, you know how many people will call me on the phone and then swear they'll be when they meet me in person, they're like, I wasn't expecting that. I was expecting a white person. Like you don't sound like a black dude.
That's
I'm
kind of
like,
weird because you always sounded black to me. I don't know if it's just because I met
nah,
you,
bro.
but...
Nah, he doesn't sound like a black dude. Not the regular black dude.
No.
I really do. Everybody says the same. No, dude, you don't sound like.
No, I mean, no, because I don't know. I hear the black.
You never talked to me on the phone though.
I'm talking to you on the phone right now.
We went in person, so it ain't the same. Like if you were just a rando calling me, like the people that call the shop, they never expect that me.
Okay, then how about this? How about one day? It's just random day. Just hit me up and talking your shop voice. I'll
Nope,
see if I can
it won't
recognize.
work. You already know who I am, but I'm telling you, just like Keys just said, nah, he don't sound like no regular black dude.
But he still sounds black.
No, he doesn't.
Yeah.
No,
You
What?
barely sound black.
yeah, you got that cartoon character vibe going on. Like I would think you were like a Gundam dude or something like that. I don't know.
He's
Yeah,
a
no.
Gundam dude.
Yeah. Like, nah, people always, I mean, I get it from all kind of people. Like, why you don't, like even younger kids, they'll be like, why don't you sound like a black dude? I'm like, what do you mean? What does a black dude sound like?
I used to get
Say
that
what
when I
you
was
say, yo
younger.
man, I'll pay the food.
Yeah, you know, I'm yo diggity dog. What up?
Yeah.
What up? What up, yo? What up, son? Like, nah, that's not me, dude.
Yeah. No, I used to get that when I was younger a lot. And then I got to high school and all that changed.
Nah, bro. Even okay, case in point, Dallas. We were the last time we went to Havasu,
Uh-huh.
we were all in the same truck driving the boat to the water, and I was going through my music and I found like a old like Nate Dogg and Mr. Criminal. I was like, oh shit, and I started singing the song, and these dudes all stopped like, we've never heard you sound like that, bro. What's going on? And I'm like, what, dude? What happened? And they're like, do that again. I was like, do what? They're like, no, we've never heard you in like yo diggity dog mode. Like, what is that? What is that? That doesn't even sound right
It
on
might
you.
say, if he says the N word, it might sound racist.
Yeah, yeah. like, dude, they were told, and they weren't even joking. Like that was like a topic for like the rest of the day. Like, dude, like it was like a parlor trick. Like they wanted me to like do it again. Like do it again. Do it again. Come on. Play some other hippity hoppity music.
Say hippity hoppity.
Mm-hmm.
He reminded me of my cousin's friend. He's kind of like that. If we playing the game, he does random weird stuff though. He'd be like, he sound like a whole white dude, the old racist white dude while we playing the game. And I just be like, this fool here, man. And then him and James, I think him and James will get along because their political views is damn near the same, and they kind of sound similar. Except
what are their political views?
They're similar. I'm not going to get into detail.
He's like,
that's going to be a whole other conversation. Okay, I'm not going to just know that they sound very, very similar when it comes to stuff. Except he's a smoker for real. I don't know if James is like that, but yeah, that's about it. He's a weed head. Sounds like he sounds like he's gotten like all A's in school. Like my cousin's like that too, though. My cousin, he's like a serious smoker and a drinker. This dude used to be a straight A student. It's weird. It's like, you know, it's like he's actually freaking smart, but then he just decides that, you know, I just want to smoke, drink, and play video games.
Right, dude.
Super smart dude, though. I used to be envious because of his grades.
How close are we to World War?
Oh God!
What?
Don't remind me.
Well, no, I'm only bringing it up because
I'm certified that that's going to happen soon.
Well, no, the only reason why I'm bringing it up, I'm only bringing it up because North Korea just fired another missile.
Why are you scared if that's gonna happen?
Me?
Mm-hmm.
Well, for one, I'm a pacifist black man, which is unheard of. But mainly it's just, yeah, I fear war, bro. Like, could you imagine you sitting in your shop and some shit just blows up right next to your shop? Like, what the fuck?
Well, I mean, yeah, I live right next to. I mean, my shop's right next to Air Force Base. My shop's like 2 miles from the Air Force Base.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't want to live through that.
But that's just it. Everybody knows that with today's technology, a war or even a world war would last a month or two.
It's
That's not
it's.
good. That's not good.
I
That's not good
mean,
at all. Just so you know. That's really
I
bad.
mean, it is like it is. It's not like, oh my God, this war lasted 5 years. It will not. I mean, if anybody learned anything from Desert Storm and all those stupid police actions that they've just done, it was like weeks. And no, if you weren't watching the news, you wouldn't even know that there was a war going on because it's not going to be fought over here. They're gonna take it to the skies and streets and blow up a
I'll
bunch
be
of stuff.
worried. I'll be worried that one day somebody will, because like we're not. People don't like us. Okay, they think they don't like us, and that's not comfortable. Okay.
Yes, but
Hey,
they don't like.
on. Speak for yourself. They don't like you. I ain't did nothing wrong.
No, they don't like they don't like
us, bro.
American. They don't like American situations, but
Yeah.
America is a very large place, and they only are specific about very specific places. So if you live in Washington or New York or something like that, I mean, I'd be kind of worried. Nobody's gonna come for Riverside. The fuck?
I don't know about that.
Bet.
You don't think they're going to hit LA?
God damn it. I've had people tell you now, LA and Riverside are two big ass different places.
You know, you keep saying that, and that's only to guys that live down there. If you talk to anybody that's not from here, they all look at that as the same place.
Yes, because they're uneducated. I mean, great. I could tell somebody who a fucking child who doesn't have an education that the sky is green, and they'd be like, "Oh yeah, that's green, huh?" Oh,
But my point is, because all of that is connected, no, they will look at you as the same
but
thing.
motherfucker, Lancaster's connected to LA.
Lancaster has an entire mountain between you. That's different.
What the fuck does that have to do with the plane dropping the bomb?
That has to do a lot. Because you're in LA. That's why I say, if a nuke goes off, I showed you a map. I sent you the map. You saw the map. If a nuke is dropped in LA, I have enough time to get away. You don't.
You are high as hell. Okay, if you
He's
think
on them shrooms,
a fucking nuke is going to be stopped by anything by getting to Lancaster, you are fucking goofy in your fucking brain.
Where is that? Hold on.
Jesus Christ. Don't start with this stupid ass map shit again, bro, because at the end of the day, the only way to prove yourself right or wrong is by it happening. And then there will be no way to collect any money at that point because everybody be fucking dead. So who the hell cares? I've had people that grew up in Lancaster tell you that it is basically fucking the same as Riverside, and you're still like, there's a mountain. There's not, unless it's the Colorado Rockies, bro, or Mount Everest. It means nothing. You guys are connected to LA just like you claim Riverside is.
No, but like I said, you got to drive like an hour and a half to get to you. Riverside is just like right over there.
You are fucking high, dude. You are so high. You are so fucking high. Like,
and this is why it doesn't sound like an African American. You are so fucking high, dude. You're so fucking high. Bruh. You remember when bro was a white term? You remember that shit? Now everybody's like, bro. Bro was only like for surfers and shit.
Man.
That's the only people that was like, bruh. Oh, he called me bruh.
Yeah, it's not bro anymore. It's bruh. Look at here, bruh.
Yeah.
What's up, bruh? What are you doing here?
I remember when I learned. Learning about shit. I didn't know like certain stuff was gangbanging terms like cuz.
Oh yeah.
I didn't know that shit. I used to say that shit like it became a part of my vocabulary because of my environment. And I was saying cuz and cussing like a sailor.
And there you go. This is the largest USS bomb design. Right? Kilotons will detonate. Boom. Oh, I guess we do get it.
I didn't see nothing.
Are you looking at the screen or not?
It didn't show nothing. It's frozen.
Oh, you probably gotta reset your screen. Okay. Well, that's the largest bomb.
I get it, but yeah, you're gonna get hit for sure. But I don't see the simulation. But yeah.
So let's see. We'll go to the okay, that's the largest one designed. This is the largest one tested. Detonate. Boom.
You know, I had the worst dream that I try not to think of because it felt so fucking real.
Okay, let's see.
I was driving. And the only reason that threw me off into a dream is when a celebrity showed up in the car. First, it was my family, and that's what kind of made me knew it was a dream when a celebrity. But it felt real as hell, which is all of a sudden it was like a coordinated laser, like circles and shapes on the ground in front of me. And I was like, what the fuck? And I passed it.
Holy shit.
And then that shit said, bloom. Oh, wow. And it said bloom, and the ground started breaking up, and I was like driving away from it, trying to get away from it. It was like it came from the sky. But it prepped itself first. Like it was so detailed. That's what scared me about the dream. It was so fucking detailed. Like it looked like a real like it was like a laser eye. Like, you know how you get a laser eye and it has little shapes on the end. You know what I'm talking about?
Uh-huh.
So it was like that, but it was huge, and it was in front of me on the street. And then when I passed it, it detonated, and it was like boom, and the gravel on the ground just started breaking up, and I was just running from it. That shit was scary as fuck. Oh, dude, that's a big ass blast radius. It's showing it now.
Well, no, okay. So what this is, I'll show you what this is.
That's a huge blast radius, bro.
This is I know that I used the biggest bomb. The biggest bomb. This is the blast radius, the circle. All this is the fallout. So they would have launched the this is a service. So if they were to launch the largest nuke that the USSR has, that's how much it would destroy, and then that's the fallout. If you do an air burst, which it detonates in the air, that's all it will be. Wow. And the fatalities would be that big, that much.
Well,
hey, look, it looks like it gets more Lancaster than Riverside.
Stupid. What about Bakersfield? How much do we get killed?
Oh, you're good. You're way far out. Even if you go to surface, I can
survive the apocalypse because I'm in the asshole of California.
Pretty much, no matter what, you will survive completely.
But that gravel's gonna make its way down to here because when you come down, you can just see all the fucking shit. All the bad air just migrates here.
Well, no, you got enough time to get in the car and drive the hell out of here. You can make it to Reno. Now, yeah, if you're in Vegas, the fallout, if it goes to surface, yeah, especially if you're in Vegas, yeah, you're pretty much fucked because that radiation poison is gonna get you. So that's the largest USSR. Is that the largest one? Yep. No. Yeah, that's the largest one. So yeah, so they were to launch the largest bomb to America.
So what's your shit? Hey, you finished shit talking? Because again, it looks like Riverside is a little bit clearer than Lancaster.
Nope, you're still gonna get, no matter what, You're gonna get radiation. Boom. Look at all that. I bet you live in this area, right?
Nope, I don't. That's Corona.
No, right here. Where it says Riverside.
Yeah, I'm on the edge of that.
Yep. So you're still gonna get the radiation poisoning.
But that doesn't look too. Doesn't it matter how the bomb is dropped too? Because that seems to go in pretty much one direction.
Well, no, that's the fallout. And yes, that's if it's surface. If it's air, if it's just air bursts,
Bro, yeah. See?
yeah.
You're dead, bro. Look at that. Palmdale Lancaster.
You dead, bro. Look at that. Looking stupid.
Bro, you're done. Dude, look at all that. That's sad.
Man, I'm mad because somebody out here went out there to do a freaking mural, and I stayed out there like a good part of my life, and I don't have a mural out there.
Let me see. All right. I see where I'm at.
You're dead.
Say it again.
Bro, you can see all you can zoom in as much as you want, bro. It's a wrap.
What about you? You're right over here, right?
Nope. Keep going.
Where?
No. See where that 215 is?
I'll be at your funeral. He was a complicated man.
See where that 215 is?
Right here?
No. Down where it says West March. That's where March Air Force Base is. See? I'm right in that area. See that sit that says Woodcrest? Remember how I kept telling you I'm in Woodcrest, Orangecrest? See where it says Woodcrest? Woodcrest and that Alessandra and Woodcrest, Orangecrest is in the middle of that. So I'm right at the edge. I may get a strong breeze or something. You, on the other hand, yeah, you dead, bro.
Now if we go to surface.
Oh my God. Yeah, okay. Just go ahead. Keep trying to figure out how you can get us both in there, because you was talking all that shit about how you were fine. If a bomb goes off in LA, I'm straight. I'm in Lancaster. Now it's like, oh shit. A bomb
Man,
goes off,
Lancaster right around the corner from LA. That's why I want to go back.
What are you talking about? G said it's not. He said it's all kinds.
Man, G think everything far. Bro, this fool wanted gas money to get to my house from Lancaster, and I stayed in Palmdale.
Look, G said Riverside is LA, but Lancaster is a different planet.
What did I specifically say?
Riverside is LA.
That's not my specific
You just said it right now.
What I said was clarified.
You were like, if somebody bombs LA, Riverside's right there. It's the same thing. But Lancaster's separated by Iwo Jima and 17 bitches.
Fucking stupid.
That's not what I said before.
What the fuck is that? Iwo Jima. I can't fucking breathe.
Bro, look at that map, dog. You're fucking dead. Like 100% fuck dead.
If it's surface, if it's airburst,
you're still dead.
Oh, nope. Moderate blast damage. You will get some blast damage.
Moderate blast damage. Your shit says you're fucking thermally dead. 3rd degree burn. Fucked up. The fuck is wrong with you? Moderate blast damage. And actually,
hey, you're a busy man. You're a busy man. Do you play video games at all?
No. I only play the ones that get me money and prizes.
Oh, so like on your phone?
Yeah, like gambling stuff.
Then you get prizes on that?
Mm-hmm. I get like free hotel rooms and shit in Vegas.
Free what?
Free hotel rooms.
What the hell do you play to give you free hotel rooms?
Everybody, trust me, people were like, when they see it, they're like, holy shit, how come I didn't know about this?
What do you play that does it actually works? You've tried it?
Yeah, I get free hotel rooms, but I gamble a lot, but I win a lot. So,
What was blackjack on there?
huh?
Is it like blackjack? What is it?
Life check. It's just a little game.
That's the only thing I say blackjack because it's the only thing I know how to play.
No, it's like a slot game.
Maybe my wife will love it then. You
Dude.
gotta send it. Shit, I need to figure out what it is. My wife would like that kind of stuff. That's all she be wanting to do when we go to Vegas. That's all she want to do is be on the slot machines. I think I call her an old ass woman when she does it. But you know, if
Well,
she can do it in the comfort of her own home, but that won't cost her as much money. Why not?
Right now, I have a free room at the Aria, and I got a free room at the Luxor for 2 nights.
That's what's up.
You just got to pay resort fee and taxes.
Oh Lord, that's how they get you with them extras.
No.
When I
stayed at the Vidara 2 nights, I spent like $300 for a room that probably cost like $1,000. So, there's other shit you can win though. You can win like meals, bowling. There's all kind of shit on there. The homie put me onto it, but then like all of a sudden I was like, if there's a way to play the game, and they're like, you don't spend any money. I'm like, nope.
How do you do that?
It's just a way to play the game. I gamble a lot, so I kind of know. I think I have like, as far as bootleg virtual money, that doesn't mean anything in the real world. Probably like $3 billion in the game right now. And then I take that and I turn it into real money for rooms and shit.
Well, yeah, I gotta learn how to do that shit. My wife be wanting to do that, go to rooms and shit. I'll be seeing shit advertised and they be saying that shit, and I'll be scared to fuck with them. I'll be like, oh no, I ain't trusting this.
What did I just say, man? You can't be afraid to fail.
I don't trust nothing. I remember I checked out OnlyFans one day. I'm like, oh hell no, you can't use your PayPal or nothing. Why you gotta use a real credit card? I'm like, nah, I'm cool, bro. I'm cool.
I checked out OnlyFans and they was like, we want money. What the fuck?
Well, yeah, you know what I'm saying? You trip. You know what the trip off of that is? It's like, I just wanted to check it out. The trip of it is when you see somebody you know. It's not that it's that, because you could look at shit for free online all day. It's just the fact of actually knowing somebody and they on that motherfucker. That shit trip you the fuck out.
Yeah, bump that. I know all kinds of people that are on that shit.
Yeah, pretty much.
Tons of people. Yeah, tons of people on that shit.
Yeah. At this point, I'm surprised who ain't on there.
I get tons of people on that shit that I know, and I'm like, oh my god, don't shake my hand ever.
When I see somebody from high school, he'd be like, what the fuck?
I've seen some of the most innocent chicks from back in the day on there that are just now like, holy crap, I can't believe you did that.
Oh, I'm out of jars.
Do you actually pay for it or what?
Pay for what?
The OnlyFans.
Hell no.
Okay.
No. It depends on. You don't have to pay to make an account, but you have to pay if you. I think you have to. It's got paid accounts. I don't go on there like that, so I only know a little bit. I just know that they got free accounts and they got accounts you got to pay for. And that and then some of them low key be scamming because it won't have shit on the page. Everything be behind a paywall on top of a subscription.
Yeah,
I heard people complain about that.
Yeah, that's how you do it.
But then they have some they have some that capitalize on that. They be like, they'll tell you like, it'll say like, no paywall, no, basically, like they let you know that you'll actually get content with the subscription, because that's how people be getting swindled. Or they'll just do a free page. They'll just do a free page to make it easier. Make it easier. But I think when they have a free page, because I was thinking of making one, I think they get less money.
This nigga trying to make OnlyFans. Wow.
I thought about it. Shit. Have you seen that documentary on Zeus? Persephone or whatever, the one that be on To the Max, the big titty, big booty chick. That girl got a fucking big ass house in LA.
Yeah,
and she just does tasteful content. The problem is you ain't
a female.
She don't even do no, it was a dude who was making just as much, if not more. But that's with some gay shit. But I'm just saying I was gonna do some couple shit. But anyway, like I said, it's something out there. If somebody is out there is into everything, there's gonna be somebody into it. But I'm not gonna do it. I just said I thought about it. But anyway, Stephanie, she just does tasteful shit. Like she does bikinis and revealing bikinis and stuff like that. She don't be on there playing with herself or nothing like that. And she makes enough to afford a nice big old house in LA. A nice house with a pool. You know what I'm saying? Like cats be making some crazy loot on that shit.
No,
but actually, matter of fact, she wasn't even using OnlyFans. My bad. She was using Patreon. She wasn't even doing OnlyFans. She started doing OnlyFans like a while back. She was doing Patreon, and all she do is put on wet t-shirts and shit like that, and take pictures in her backyard mostly. Don't ask me how I know. But yeah, that was the one I had tried hers when I wanted to try to see somebody I knew from dance class. I was just curious. And she came up saying I saw the little documentary, and she was like she was gonna try it. But she said she didn't want to use it because people expect her to bust it open. But truth be told, the website wasn't really meant for that. It was just supposed to be a way for content creators to have a subscription-based website. That's what it was supposed to be for. And so you could be, as a regular individual, you can have somebody subscribe to you. Like, and they got regular people, like they got photographers on there and stuff like that. But it's just oversaturated with people doing porn. That's what it's turned into. Like you said, what it's developed into. You know, I was thinking of making one for my art, either that or a Patreon. I wanted to make some some adult art, and I wanted to either make a Patreon or an OnlyFans where people can see my adult art, and then I will have a link to where you can buy prints of it. That's what I wanted to do.
Hold on, real quick. Are you guys gonna be on here for a while? Because if you are, I'm gonna go grab dinner real quick and come right back, and I'll leave it up.
Oh no, it's cool, bro. We'll recap some of the stuff.
He's like, we're gonna end it here. You do know
I gotta go to bed. I'm already, and I'm just finishing my painting.
I still got my little homies who have all gotten here now, staring at me because they want to go train.
Yeah, I mean, trust me, I gotta whatchamacallit, I gotta set for the live stream tomorrow, because I gotta do a live stream. Then I go over to my uncle's house, help him out. So I gotta try to get everything done for the live stream. So I gotta wake up early and do my live streaming. So,
well, fuck. So yeah, I mean, you have 7 hours of this. You can have two halves: the half without James and the half with James.
Yep, and he just left. Of course.
Hell yeah. He's like, I'm out.
Shit.
Maybe it just dropped, bro. He's been on here for like 7 hours.
Yeah, I would believe that. The problem is he is that kind of guy that would just leave without saying I'm out. He'll just be like, okay, just click off.
Look, he did say he had to go to sleep. He had all kinds of shit he had to do.
We all have all kinds of shit we got to do. Doesn't mean you got to leave without saying, hey man, I'm out. All right, have a good one.
He probably text, he gonna text you. I'm out.
Yeah, nah, that ain't gonna happen. I know him too well.
I have to read my book. I got like 20 minutes.
All right, cool. Well, then let me end this podcast real quick.
And the podcast then.
All right, I'm about to. Damn, why you rushing a nigga?
Jeez.
Jeez, man. You always starting shit.
You could have been fucking.
You always starting shit.
Okay, everybody, thanks for fucking tuning in. I just want to thank G and Keez and B for everybody, coming in. And look, don't forget to look for us on Patreon and Podcast Central, Newsland, wherever you got to do.
Check out the Clips channel.
Check out the Clips channel.
Fit the description.
Fit the description. We always everywhere. We got opinions, say, hey, like us, follow us on everywhere. And,
various audio platforms.
Yeah, you see, all that. See how hard that is? Not at all.
All right, but y'all have a good one. Thanks for checking it out, and we'll see you on the next podcast. Have a good one.